What's going on, guys? Waco from Revolution here with a great friend of mine, Andrea Furlan, co-founder of Furlan Mar. How are you, sir?
Great pleasure to meet you again.
Dude, the pleasure is mine. And Andrea, we have the unveiling of a very significant new chapter in your brand. Tell us about what's going on.
So the new mechanical line, because we started with the Mecha Quartz line 1 year ago only, 1.5 years exactly, and now we move into our permanent collection of mechanical movements. So it's the first Swiss mechanical line from the brand. We are really happy to unveil 3 new references.
That's absolutely fantastic. This is like a really significant new chapter for you, right? I mean, tell me a little bit about this, because as a young entrepreneur or a brilliant designer, I remember the first time I saw your design was just based on a pusher, the famous Bourgel-inspired Acetoni pusher. And I was like, whatever's going on here, really interested to follow this. And I met you, you showed me the watch, and I was blown away by the first chronographs that you made. I mean, and I think to this day, we can safe to say that even if you are, a micro brand, for example, that watch is a contemporary icon. Right.
But we tried to really focus on details. So first it was the pusher, the case back, the finish, a lot of details and care about the details. And now we move into we try to focus on lugs of a case. So with Hamad, with my co-founder, we try to design something really focus on the lugs for this new collection. And step by step we will move into this kind of focus on details.
I love the lungs that you've created for this watch, right? So it reminds me, of course, of the spider or flame-shaped lugs that you saw from Razak Patek and Vacheron back in the 40s and 50s. But tell us about the design inspiration for this. Tell us why you're bringing back this sort of wonderful Kara or stylized lugs.
So we first did a pre-order of Black Sector, the one you were right now. We did some change because, for example, you can see the line of the primary, the line of the sector. It crossed the logo, so we changed that into we divide the line of the frontal layer, and also we move into our open case back. So first we wanted to really focus on old good case back, like the movement was really nicely finished, but inside it was closed, you cannot see everything. And we wanted to do this because in the future we will move into people can assemble our own watch now. So we wanted also to focus on the inside of the watch. So when people assemble our watch through a workshop in Geneva now, so they will see all the process and where we wanted to go since the beginning. So we didn't want to begin with this kind of not finished watch even inside, but really focus on everything, even something that you may never see. And for the lugs, we try to do maybe you can see the bridge here that's separate. So it's a separate part, and then we finished those kind of parts, and then we attach the lugs to the case, so we can finish and control better the inner brushed that goes inside, etc.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So this kind of things we want to improve. Also in the future, we want to look into some technical solution to have some good finish as well.
That's fabulous. So basically, I'm looking at the second step that's in the mid case, and then that's polished, right?
Yeah.
And you were saying that if you try to polish it with the lugs already attached, that you don't get this level of finish, especially as you get towards the end of the lug.
Yes, you can see the edge of the lug will be a little bit less.
And I love the fact that you're saying, okay, so to have the greatest integrity in terms of the watch that we're creating, we're polishing it all the way, and then we're soldering the lug on.
Yeah, it's a screwed inside. And also there is 2 holes on the lug, as you can see inside, 2 holes, because we want to provide 2 leather straps. So one is curved and one is straight, so people can change very easily their position. So you can wear the watch with curved lugs or straight lug.
That's really cool. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about that. So I love the fact that these are beautifully shaped, sort of stylized lugs. And instead of soldering them, which was what was done in the 40s and 50s, to create this...
Quite expensive, right?
It's very expensive. So you created a system of modularity for the lugs where you're screwing them in from the inside. Yes. Okay, that's really cool. But then on top of that, you have 2 positions for the spring bars in the lug. So one of my problems I have is that when I try to put a strap on the watch, like, for example, my Roger Bleed, age 40, on my chronograph from the late 90s, the strap is sometimes too thick and it touches the interior edge of the case and frays away. So then the alternative is to put a curved spring bar on there. But here, you can actually choose to position it.
Both, yeah.
That's
As
phenomenal.
I know, people, they have their own favorite straps, you know,
Right.
they make their own custom straps, so we wanted to provide this. We will provide this to all the future collection.
And you could also put a beads of rice or a link bracelet on.
Of course, they're going to work on this. Yeah.
No, you're working on
the
this.
top bracelets. Yeah.
That's really cool. Okay, so, Andre, I have to ask you, and I love the evolution of your brand, right? So you started off with this beautiful Maker Quartz and a chronograph. Now we've gone to a 3-hand watch, a time-only watch, but with a Le Jeu movement,
Yes.
which is made in Switzerland,
Yes, love the phone.
and La Chaux de Fol. And I see that you are bringing consistently greater quality to your watches, but also always retaining the value. Like, tell me how important that is for you.
I want to provide a lot of details extra for an attractive price as well. So we have also to make things good. We try to finish well. It doesn't cost much more to do this. Basically, two ones in the lugs doesn't cost too much. So we try to work on that. And yes, in the future, we moved into the Mecha Quartz. We will have the 3 lines of the brands from the Mecha Quartz line, the Mechanica line, and Complication line as well. So this is the future of Furlan Marie as well. We'll have some complication in the future. So 3 line, and we have 2 patents now. We will deposit 2 patents. So this year it's our own first patent
Really?
or complication.
Fantastic. Why I know you happen to have a very good relationship with a certain mentor of yours, a certain Dominique Condevaux. Would it be possible that you're working with him on
Yes, totally.
Fantastic.
So from Rono and Papi, and we will. It's a close relationship I have with him. So we said it was a natural thing, a natural discussion with him. So
Phenomenal. We can't wait to see the unveiling of that. But in the meantime, I want to talk to you a little bit about this watch. So when I look at it, may I first of all ask you what the price of this watch is?
1250.
So it's 1,250 Swiss francs, and what is incredible to me is the extraordinary amount of detail in this watch, right? Let's start with the dial. The beautiful use of a contrast between Kleine, right, in the center, and then with just the sort of circular brushing at the edge, it creates so much dimension to it, and then the application of the indexes, both the Breguet numerals, but also the Batal markers. There's so much height to it as well.
Yeah, so now the index are domed, so to retain a little bit more the light and for the reflection. And also the dial is made with a tool, so it's a laser engraved tool, and then we stamped the tool on the dial, so it's like a cadran frappé, it's called, something like this. Yeah, so it's all different finish.
The result is phenomenal. And then, like, honestly, the level of finishing even on the hands as well. And then we get to the case, and so you've got this really lovely step bezel, which has got contrasting brush and polish finishes. Then, like, I think you are, a slave to detail, because the fact that you've got both circular satin brushing in the mid part of the case, and then sort of high polishing on top and the body a bit, as you were saying, something that you have to do before you even attach the lugs to it. The level of attention to detail that goes into this is incredible.
And also, if you see the crown, the teeth of the crown are also, how do you say, brut, because by the past it was like this.
Right.
So it's a little bit long. Now I think they are a little bit too much polished.
Yes.
So too much domed, sound crown. So we try to stick to the past details.
Phenomenal. And so you've got a salmon version, you've got a
gray version, so it's extra gray.
Do they still have names? Is it like Mr. Brain?
Salmon sector, gray sector, and white sector. And the white sector has a heated blue heart.
Right.
And the gray sector, it's a different kind of finish with a circular brush and a stamped die.
I think it's really important to have brands like yours in this industry, and that they're bringing such fresh ideas to the market as well. I think that part of that also has to do with the fact that you really have a close relationship with your customer. Right?
Yes, we try to, even for a digital brand, we try to be close to our customer. So I know it's difficult, but we are here own days for our customer. We discuss with them all the day. We have feedback from them. And what is nice to see is that even big collectors have the Mecha Quartz line, but also the mechanical line, and also amateur and passionate people, they have Mecha Quartz. So it's a very 360 brand. In the future, I think it will be interesting with this kind of three lines.
Yeah, that's maybe one of the things that I love most about Ferlamar is there's a very democratic dimension to the project. Meaning that you appeal to everyone who may be getting their first watch, all the way to the most sophisticated collectors of the world, right? And if maybe we can agree that there is one sort of like super collector and super educator in this world that we love named Aldo Montanari.
Yes.
I remember, I think it was in Geneva Watch Days 2 years ago.
Then you took me and you said, do you want to meet Paolo?
Right.
And I said yes, but I was alone in the booth, I remember. And then you said, oh, come. So I took everything. I came with you, and we made a little archival with Aldo, with his collector's friends, and he loved the fact that we work on details. He loved to touch the case like this, and he said, yeah, good dial, good case. So maybe we'll do something together.
Yes, well, it was really funny to me because he had already bought, I think, 1 or 2 of your watches, right? So he was a client of yours. And so if you, have the possibility to work together with him one day, I think that'd be wonderful. Can you, if that were to happen, hypothetically speaking, would there be anything you would like to create with him?
Maybe a mechanical chronograph. Why not?
Wow, that would be amazing because everyone's kind of waiting for your first mechanical chronograph. So I think that would be extraordinary. Okay, last question I have for you is, so you now have a program where people can come and assemble their own watches.
Yes.
Tell me why you decided to create this and like how a person undertakes this process.
But I always wanted to, when I entered in antique, I always wanted to maybe assemble my watch or know a little bit more about the movement, the finish of a watch. So, but it was not possible. So we tried to look for a partner, and someone did that. They are called Initium in the old city of Geneva, next to Reception Acrylic workshop. And basically we talked with them and we said, why not to do that, but with a brand? So it was, I think, not existing from now. So we said, okay, and now people can assemble our own watch with 2-3 hours of workshop, and they can be a little bit more educated about the brand. So know a little bit more about the brand, the little history we have, but then in the future they will see what we care about. So inside the watch, they will be able to see everything, and to discuss with them in a dinner or something. They will be able to discuss and to explain the process with their friends, with their collectors. I don't know. So maybe in the future complication. So they will be able to discuss with this. And I think it's a nice idea to continue. And we will do that in Geneva, Paris, Hong Kong, New York this year as well. So yeah, I think, and you can merge that with experience with wine texting or something like that.
So I like the way you're thinking. That's also a good idea. Maybe we should do one together with Paul and testing. I love it because you have such a strong community, and initiatives like that just bring people together in an even better way. So congratulations on the 3 hands. Congratulations on your first Swiss-made mechanical watch. I know you have much more to come. Well done, sir. Thank you very much. Cheers.